as I was saying that we want to find the space distribution of armature MMF along the air gap periphery. We want to know what is the nature of MMF variation of armature MMF along the air gap periphery. For that, please refer to the earlier diagram which I have drawn and shown. So after taking the developed view of the earlier diagram which I have said, you will get a view like this. So you can correlate. What you can do, you can correlate is that I have said that we have to take the developed view by imagining that we are cutting the armature core at some point. Now how to find or how to determine at which part of the armature core or at which point of the armature core we should cut. We should cut at that part of the armature core where armature flux is neither entering or leaving the armature core. So for that purpose, if you remember in the earlier diagram, I have drawn the armature magnetic flux plot over here. So there we have seen that between slot number 3 and 4, no armature flux was either entering or leaving. So we have taken the developed view by imagining that the armature is being cut between slot number 3 and 4. So that's, you will see that slot number 3 is starting from here. That means we have cut the portion between slot number 3 and 4 and we have stretched it and we have made it flat. So after making it stretch and making it flat, it will look like this, because we have cut along the armature core between slot number 3 and 4, between slot number 3 and 4, isn't it? So you can just match. Here we have pole tip X at slot number 1. At slot number 6 dash we had pole tip Y of south pole. At slot number 1 dash we had pole tip Y dash for south pole. Likewise we have pole tip X dash of north pole over the slot number 6. These things are in accordance with the earlier diagram where I have urged you to take the, where I have asked you to take the developed view. So it is in accordance with that. Here you can see X dash is the pole tip of north pole which is under the slot number 6. You can match it. Also you see between slot number 1 and 6 dash the brush B was there. Here also between slot number 1 and 6 dash brush B is here. Likewise between slot number 1 dash and 6 you have brush B dash. So the same thing is here happening. Okay, and this direction of rotation is also in tune with the earlier diagram. So each of the detail which you can observe in this diagram, it is in tune with the earlier diagram which I had drawn, including the direction of rotation or motion, polarity of north and south pole, all these things. Okay, now what we want to do is that we want to find the armature MMF variation. Okay, let me draw one thing I have not drawn, is that field coils were not shown here, isn't it? Field coils are not shown, so that field coils has to be shown. Let me draw these field coils. So I have shown the field coils, and while plotting this armature MMF variation, we will assume that field winding is carrying no current. Otherwise, we won't be able to plot it. We will find the armature MMF variation assuming only armature winding is carrying current. Likewise, we will find the field MMF variation assuming only field winding is carrying current. So here we will do like that. As far as that cross and dot is there, you can easily find out. South pole means what? Lines of flux will be entering into the south pole. So my thumb should point towards the south pole face. So for that, this part should be cross and this part should be dot. Cross, dot. You see, south pole, lines of flux is entering the south pole face. So thumb is also pointing towards the south pole face. So for that, 4 fingers should enter. That means here the polarity of current should be cross. So let me put cross here. Likewise here, current which is entering should come out from this part, so this will be dot. So this is dot, dot, this is also dot. What about north pole? Lines of flux should leave the north pole face, so thumb should be pointing away. So that means it should, forefinger should come out of the board, then only thumb will be pointing away. So this will be dot. This will be also dot. So what actually we are going to do in order to find the MMF variation? We have already drawn the developed view. So developed view has been already drawn. Now the only thing remaining is to apply Ampere's circuital law. Ampere's circuital law states that the MMF acting along a closed path will be equal to the current enclosed by that path. Okay. Now if we complete this one also, north pole means it will be entering. So this will be cross. So what you do, please look at the board. What we have to do, we have to apply Ampere's circuital law. So for applying Ampere's circuital law, what we do, we take a closed path. Okay, so first closed path, let's say we are taking like this. So this is my first closed path. Then this will be my second closed path. This will be third closed path. So this is path number 3. This is path number 2. This one is path number 2, and this is path number 1. Okay. Now, how many conductors are being enclosed in path number 1? Only one conductor. That is slot number 3. In path number 2, how many conductors are enclosed? Look closely. In path number 2, this is my path number 2. Follow this nib of the marker pen. This is path number 2. So in path number 2, how many slots are encountered? Slot number 2 and 3. So how many slots are closed? Slot number 2 and 3 are there. Slot number 2 and 3 are there inside path number 2. Likewise for path number 3, how many slots are there? Slot number 1, 2, 3. So in path number 3, 3 slots are enclosed. So you see, as you are going on taking different path, the number of conductors enclosed is getting increased. So MMF should also go on increasing. Now the increase of MMF is shown by a step rise at the middle of the slot. Say this is slot number 3. So the MMF change or rise of MMF will be shown by a step rise or step jump at the middle of the slot. That's why you see I have drawn dotted lines from slot number 4, 5, 6, 1 dash, 2 dash. Why dotted line has been drawn from the middle of the slot? Because whatever change in MMF will be indicated here, shown here, that will be shown at the middle of the slot. So in path number 1, which slot is encountered or which path is encircled? Path number 1 is encircling slot number 3 only. So what is the MMF acting? Current enclosed in path number 1. How much current is enclosed in path number 1? The current which is being carried by the conductors placed in slot number 3. So how many conductors are placed in slot number 3? Let's say n number of conductors are placed. Let's say n number of conductors are placed in slot number 3. So if n number of conductors are placed in slot number 3, so the current enclosed by path 1 will be n into Ia by A. Why n into Ia by A? Because Ia by A is the current carried by each of the armature conductors. Because Ia is the armature current entering the brush of the DC machine. So if Ia is the armature current entering the brush, and if there are a number of parallel paths in the armature circuit, so each path will carry a current given by Ia by A. Now, for the time being, let us not give magnitude. Let us first try to find out what is the variation, nature of variation of the armature MMF. So we will go on taking different path number 1, 2, 3. Now, a change is going to happen in path number 4. You see here, in path number 4, this is my path number 4. This is my path number 4. So in path number 4, what is happening? What is going to happen in path number 4? In path number 4, your number of conductors enclose this conductor number 3, 2, 1 and 6 dash. So these are the slots. How many slots are encircled? 4 slots. What are the slots? Slot number 3, slot number 2, slot number 1, slot number 6 dash. These are the slots encircled by path number 4. Now, what you will observe, that slot number 3 to 1 are carrying cross current, whereas slot number 6 dash is carrying dot current. So we need to take some convention. What is that convention? Convention is that, let's take the convention that cross current is taken as positive and dot current is taken as negative. So in path number 4, you have 3 cross current and 1 dot current. So if cross current is positive, so naturally dot current will be negative. So how much is the current enclosed? 3 cross current and 1 dot current. So 1 dot current and cross current, they get cancelled. So you have got 2 cross current. Okay. Now let me draw first. As I have said, the change in MMF will be shown by a step jump, and the step jump will be shown at the middle of the slot. So for path number 1, the current enclosed is the current which is being carried by slot number 3, and the MMF acting along the path number 1, will be equal to current enclosed by slot number 3. This is according to Ampere's circuital law. So we have shown a rise in MMF by a step jump at slot number 3. Now in path number 2, how many cross current you can see? In path number 2, cross current is carried by slot number 2 and 3. So there will be another step jump. And this step jump is again shown at the middle of the slot. Now in path number 3, what do you see? In path number 3, that is this one. In path number 3, you see 3 slots are being enclosed. Slot number 1, 2, 3. So you will have another step jump over here. Okay. This part will be 0. Now, thing is that how to find out the value of this. Let's do a very simple math. Let's say Z is the total number of armature conductors. So what is Z? Total number of armature conductors. And what is P? Number of poles. P is number of poles. So Z is total number of armature conductors and P is number of poles. So what is the number of conductors under each pole? Number of conductors under each pole. Number of conductors under each pole is how much? Z by P, total number of conductors by number of poles. Z is the total number of armature conductors. Z is the total number of armature conductors and P is the number of poles. So number of conductors under each pole is Z by P. Now over here you can see that half of the north pole face is spanning over these 3 slots. Half of the north pole face is spanning over these 3 slots. That is slot number 1, 2, 3. Half pole face. half of the north pole face, half of the north pole face is spanning over the slot number 1, 2, 3. So that means the number of conductors for these slots should be half of the conductors under each pole, that is Z by 2, that is Z by 2p. Why it is Z by 2p? Let me make another attempt. Total number of armature conductors is Z and P is the number of poles. So under each pole the number of conductors is Z by P. So this Z by P number of conductors are under the north pole face. Likewise this Z by P number of conductors is also under the south pole face. So if I take half portion of the pole face, then the number of conductors should be half of that, that is Z by 2p. Is it clear? What was Z by P? Number of conductors under north pole or south pole. So the entire north pole face or the entire south pole face is having how many conductors? Z by P. So half of the north pole face will have conductors, half of that, that is Z by 2p. So Z by 2p is the number of conductors under the half portion of the north pole face. Likewise here this half portion of the north pole face will have conductors Z by 2p, because Z by P is the number of conductors under each pole. So half of the pole face will have half of that conductors, that is Z by 2p. So what is the magnitude of this one? What is the number of conductors under this half of the pole face? Under this half of the pole face number of conductors is Z by 2p and current carried by each conductor is Ia by A. So Ia by A multiplied by Z by 2p. That's the magnitude. Ia by A multiplied by Z by 2p. Now in path number 4 you see there is 3 cross current and 1 dot current. So net how many cross current should be there? 2 cross current, because 1 dot and 1 cross they cancel. So over here you will find that there is a drop in MMF. Again there will be drop in MMF here, and here it will become 0. Okay. Likewise, if you take this path number 5, let me draw it. In path number 5, what do you see? That 6 slots are there in path number 5. What are the 6 slots? 3, 2, 1 and 6 dash, 5 dash, 4 dash. So there are 6 slots coming, or rather I should say 6 number of slots are enclosed by path number 5. This is path number 5. So path number 5 is enclosing how many slots? 6 slots. What are they? 3, 2, 1 and 6 dash, 5 dash, 4 dash. So what do you see? 3 dot currents and 3 cross current. As per our convention, cross current is positive and dot current is negative. So they will cancel. So what is the MMF here? Between 4 dash and 3 dash, it will be 0. So it is shown by this 90. I hope it is clear why it is 0. Because if you choose path number 5, so in path number 5, how many slots are being enclosed? In path number 5, 6 number of slots are being enclosed. What are the 6 slots? 3, 2, 1 and 6 dash, 5 dash, 4 dash. So you see there is 3 dot current and 3 cross current. According to our convention, dot current is negative and cross current is positive. So they cancel out. So here it is 0. Likewise, you see here in similar way, you will find that in path number 6, let me draw it. In path number 6, what is happening? In path number 6, there are, this is path number, okay, this is path, this is path, this is also path. This is also path. Please do not confuse this 1, 2, 3, 4 with slot number. Please, I should have taken another symbol, but I messed up. But anyway, don't take this 2, 3, 4 or 6 with these slot numbers. Okay, these are path. This is path number 6, this is path number 5, okay, this is path number 4, this is path number 3, like that, okay. This is path number 2. So in path number 6, what do you see? That there are 7 number of slots. What are the number of slots? 7, 3, 2, 1. These slots are there, 3. Then slot number 6 dash, 5 dash, 4 dash, 3 dash. So you see, we have 4 dot currents and 3 cross current. As per our convention, cross current is positive and dot current is negative. So 3 cross current but 4 dot currents in path number 6. So net is 1 dot current. So that's why in path number 6 you will find that along this slot number 3 dash there is a rise of MMF, but this rise of MMF is negative. As per our convention, this path number 6 is carrying a net dot current, so that's why it is negative. In this same way you go on applying, you will find that the MMF is varying in this way, this particular fashion. So this is the variation of MMF along the air gap periphery for armature. Now this distance, that is distance over one teeth and one slot. So this is your slot, this is your slot. So this is your slot and this is your teeth. So this portion is known as one slot pitch. So this portion is what? Tooth. And this is your slot. So what is one slot pitch? You see here, one slot pitch is the distance between or distance taken over one tooth and one slot. Half of the slot portion is taken from here and another half of the slot portion is being taken from here. So this is distance over one slot and one tooth. Half slot portion from here, half slot portion from here. Okay, so this is one slot pitch. So in a practical situation you will find that this armature slot pitch is very small. So that means what? If the slot pitch is very small, this thing is your slot pitch, na? Center of one slot to the center of another slot. Center of one slot to the center of another slot. This is your one slot pitch. So this one slot pitch is, if this one slot pitch is very small, then this part of the length can be approximated by a rising portion. Instead of this flat portion, we could make it by a sloping or rising portion. So if you assume that the slot pitches are very narrow, if the slot pitches are very narrow, then this MMF can be approximated by MMF which is of something like this nature. So this is the MMF distribution of armature winding. This is the MMF distribution of armature winding. It is of triangular in nature. This is triangular. So we say that the MMF distribution of armature winding in a DC machine is triangular in nature. You see the triangular nature of MMF distribution for MMF of armature winding. Okay, this is the theta angle, theta distance along air gap periphery. You can see this is your theta equal to how much? 0 degree. This is theta equals to 180 degree. Okay, this is theta equals to 270 degree, like that. This is theta equal to either 0 degree or 360 degree. Okay, this is theta equals to 90 degree. Theta equals to 90 degree. Okay, so you should observe certain things from this diagram. This is very important, and the result should be thoroughly memorized and kept in memory. What is the thing which you want to observe? Try to find out and observe where is the peak of the armature MMF is occurring. Peak of the armature MMF is occurring at this point and at this point. So what is this point? You see, look here, you just stretch it. Where is peak occurring? At brush B. Where is another peak occurring? At brush B dash. So where are the two peaks of armature MMF occurring? Clearly observe. The two peak of the armature MMF is occurring. One peak is occurring at brush B. Let's say the positive peak is occurring at brush B, and negative peak is occurring along brush B dash. But these brush B and B dash were shown to be placed along the interpolar axis. So you see, the peak of the armature MMF is going to happen or going to take place along the interpolar axis. Because you see, because brush B and B dash were placed along the interpolar axis in the diagram which I have drawn earlier. In the earlier diagram, if you see, brush B and B dash were placed along the interpolar axis. So you see, the peak of the armature MMF for DC machine is happening at the interpolar axis. Of course, one peak is positive peak, another peak is negative peak. What else you should observe? That the zero crossing of the armature MMF is taking place where? Look at the diagram, please. Look at the diagram. This point is a line between slot number 4 dash and 3 dash. You can observe, this is the line between slot number 4 dash and 3 dash. This one. Here. So this is the portion between slot number 3 dash and 4 dash. Slot number 3 dash and 4 dash. So at this point armature MMF is 0. So what is the portion between 4 dash and 3 dash? It is the polar axis. You see, it is passing through the center of the south pole. This line is passing through the center of the south pole. So this is your polar axis. This line is your polar axis. So along the polar axis or direct axis, armature MMF is 0. You can see here also. It is a developed view, na? It is a developed view. So if you again make it join or encircle, then which two things are going to get connected? Slot number 3 from this side and slot number 4 from this side. So you see, at slot number 3 from this side will bend and move to this portion, and slot number 4 from this side will bend and move to this portion. So this will be getting joined. So between 3 and 4 also, you see, the armature MMF is 0. So that is the thing which I want to discuss, that you should observe it, that armature MMF is 0 along the polar axis or the direct axis or D axis, isn't it? And it is maximum along the interpolar axis. This is the point we want to find out. And also we see that the peak of the armature MMF is how much? It is given by IA by A into Z by 2B. So what is the value of armature MMF peak? It is your IA by A multiplied by Z by 2B. So what is the logic of saying this? Logic is very simple. Z is the total number of armature conductors and P is the number of poles. So what is the number of armature conductors under each pole? Z by P. So one pole face, under one pole face, how many armature conductors are there? Under one pole face, Z by P number of armature conductors are there. So under half of the pole face, number of armature conductors will be Z by 2P. So Z by 2P is the number of armature conductor under half of the pole face. And what is the current carried by each conductor? Current carried by each conductor is given by Ia by A, where A is the number of parallel path in the armature circuit. For lap winding, A equals to P, that is number of poles, and for wave winding, A equals to 2. And what is Ia? Ia is the armature current which is either entering or leaving the brush. So Ia is the armature current entering or leaving the brush. A is the number of parallel path in the armature circuit. So Ia by A is the current in each parallel path, or current flowing through each conductor. So current flowing through each conductor, that is Ia by A, multiplied by number of conductors under half of the pole phase. So half of the pole phase number of conductors is Z by 2P. Z by P is the number of conductors under each pole, and half of the Z by 2P. So the armature MMF magnitude is given by Ia by A into Z by 2P. So this is the armature MMF distribution. Okay, thank you.